All right, guys. We actually have performance bonuses now, so I'll tell you the performance bonus winners. On the undercard, when you guys weren't here, Amir Nuruddin and Austin Turpin, they both won. Waylon Frost, Alan Klingbeil, the Hawaiian Hitman, all those guys won $10,000. So congrats to them. Hi.
Hi. I just want to know first overall thoughts on the whole card.
Yeah, when we had our first card, the first card was literally perfect. It couldn't have gone any more perfect. Tonight was a foul fest, which is going to be, it's part of the evolution of this thing. But it's definitely tough when you have the champion who gets knocked out and it's a DQ because of a foot foul. So these are growing pains you got to deal with. Much like I always say in the UFC, we stack the card with tons of great fights. So it's something we'll come away from and make some adjustments and changes and try to fix it next time.
And what kind of adjustments can you make? Because, I mean, you either have to change the rules or...
Oh, no, it's not changing the rules. I mean, this is what we do. I mean, when you look at... It's so hard to explain to people today about what it was like in the UFC in the early days because nobody was here. Everybody wants to act like, oh, the UFC, whatever. Nobody was here. This is my second Power Slap event. There's 3 times the media here than there was for the first 5 years of the UFC. Okay, so to try to explain the stuff that we had to go through back in those days, it was much more difficult. This is much less difficult. We'll figure this stuff out. I went through COVID. We'll figure this out.
What was the biggest win of the night for you? It didn't necessarily mean a match, but maybe production or what?
Yeah,
what would you say?
Not a match.
I mean, it could be whatever you think was your highlight of the event.
Well, I would say tonight, and it was something that I talked to you guys earlier. I'd say there were a bunch of wins. The stream again was massive. We're gonna pull millions of viewers tonight. The sweepstakes that we did, which is big. I saw as usual people talking shit. So we do sweepstakes with the UFC all the time. It's nothing new. This isn't anything different than what we do in the UFC. We did 115,000. Entries tonight for the sweepstakes. The biggest one we've ever done with UFC is 200,000 to give you an idea of how big tonight was as far as that goes. There were lots of great fights tonight. There's guys out there, like I'll tell you right now, obviously DeBell, that guy's legit. He's young, he's 21 years old, he's got an incredible chin, and he beat Wolverine tonight, who's never been knocked down in like 12 or 13 fights. And he dropped him tonight and hurt him a couple times. So there's guys on here that we think have a lot of potential. You guys didn't get to see. Well, actually, I think we did put the Turpin fight up on social media so you could see that. Kid is completely unassuming, completely out of his mind, and but damn good.
Is that an element, do you think, that makes a really good slap fighter, being a little bit out of your mind?
Yeah, I think that's part of being a fighter, period. No matter what combat sport you're in, you have to be a little out of your mind, yeah.
Do you have an update on Abu Dhabi when that will start filming, when we could possibly see season 2?
Well, what we want is we're going to have boots on the ground in July, meaning the production team out there finding out where we're going to stay, where we're going to shoot, what we're going to do. So I'm looking for early July.
And my last question, who do you find to fight in super heavyweight? I can't imagine that's a...
Yeah, well, that's another go. Obviously tonight was a big night with the Hawaiian Hitman winning, a legit super heavyweight guy. Trust me when I tell you we will, and we'll find even more after season 2. Because when we start casting globally and finding people from around the world, we're going to find some bad dudes, some big dudes too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Dana.
Yeah.
Was it disappointing not having Chris Thomas on the card tonight?
Yeah, it was very disappointing. He's fun. He's explosive. He's exciting. Yeah. But again, it's part of the growing pains when you're trying to build something new.
With all the suspensions that came up, I guess no one really asked your thoughts on it. But is that going to be going forward? Just testing for, I guess, drugs and everything?
Yeah, I think the commission they pre-tested this time, didn't they? Yeah, they're all over us. So they pre-tested this time.
For every event, is the goal to have every single belt defended?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yep. Go ahead, brother.
Corey Sawyer, Slap News. Dana, so we have Wednesday night for Power Slap number 2. How did that come about, and do you intend it to be on Wednesday going forward?
Yeah, we like Wednesdays. You know, when we first started the UFC, we had to go on Fridays because boxing was so big. Then we eventually took over Saturdays. But when you think about it, there's always, first of all, Friday night, people are going out. Saturday night is, you know, boxing or UFC. And Sunday night is WWE, and Monday night is WWE. So Wednesday night works really well for us because, and could this have worked out any better? There's no other sports on tonight except for us, the way that the playoffs worked out. And I told you guys before, this is incredible on social media. It's great to bet on, and it works in bars. And when do bars need content more than a Wednesday night? It's fucking awesome for Wednesday.
Absolutely. I mean, you touched on the social numbers. Does the business model for Power Slap differ from that of the UFC?
Well, I think the different thing about this than UFC and any other sport is this thing is being built on the internet. And you know, I have this whole strategy moving forward, you know, not just for this, but Throw One and the UFC. I mean, everything's going internet.
I mean, the media continues, you know, to try to stomp on Power Slap. Do you have anything that you want to say to the media after another successful event here tonight?
I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? If you saw what was here tonight, I'm more into social media than media. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to, but this is nothing different. This isn't like this didn't happen with the UFC. I was just saying, there's 3 times the media here tonight for our second event, than there was the first 5 years of the UFC. I mean, I even remember going into the Ultimate Fighter, and you know, there were actually MMA magazines and shit like that at the time that didn't cover the Ultimate Fighter, you know, which ended up being the biggest thing, you know, literally the launching pad for the UFC, and pulled massive numbers at that time. And the MMA media didn't even cover that back in the day. So this is not anything that I'm not used to.
Awesome. You know, we got to see the super heavyweight. Any chance that we'll see a 155 or a women's category anytime soon?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see a women's division probably before a lighter division. But like I was just saying with Amy, we got a lot of shit we got to work out before we start thinking about, you know, expansion. We got to get this thing dialed in and work on some of the problems that happened tonight. But the thing is, when you're building a new sport, how many were any of you here when we did the test run in March? No, I think like Kevin Ioli and Morgan and those guys were there. But if you look at how far we've come from last March when we did the first test to, you know, we tried to perfect things during the season of Road to the Title. Then the finale went off, you know, better than anything we'd ever done. And then tonight we hit some things that hadn't popped up yet. And we'll work on that. We'll go back to the drawing board and fix that shit and try to make the next one. The one thing that you have to understand is we do lots of bells and whistles. I always say I'm the bells and whistles guy. When everything starts happening live, you have literally no control over what happens live. So what we do from here is we try to control the uncontrollable in the future. Things that we didn't think could happen, things that pop up that you don't expect, and you just try to get better every time you put on an event.
One last question. What was the biggest highlight of the night for you here today?
The biggest highlight? Obviously, there was a lot of hype around the Slap for Cash and Hawaiian Hitman fight, so that was fun. Seeing that the bell is as legit as he is, because you know how tough Wolverine is. You saw it again tonight. It's interesting to see, you know, the question was, would Vern's chin hold up tonight? And what's interesting, too, is going into this, when we started, Darius the Destroyer was the best slapper in the world. So you're already starting to see the thing evolve. And now, like I told you guys, there's real money in this thing now. These kids can actually make some real money. There's already bonuses, and it's just going to get bigger every event we do. And then I'm so high on season 2. I just think coming out of season 2, that finale, and then the guys that win that finale and face the guys that are here now, it's all going to be big.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey Dana,
buddy.
Dominic with Power Slap News. We saw the first title defenses today. What is the Power Slap belt progression like? Are these guys getting rubies, sapphires, maybe diamonds for that diamond chin?
Yeah, let me tell you this. I was very disappointed in the belt tonight. Okay, the belt's one of the things that we need to fix. I put it on AJ and the fucking thing popped right off him, and then I couldn't even put it on DeBell. It didn't fit him. So yeah, we had belt issues tonight. Diamonds and rubies and shit are the least of our fucking worries with the belt right now. We got bigger fucking problems, like putting it on the guy and it actually stays. Let's start there, and then we'll start thinking about diamonds and rubies and shit.
Super heavyweights. You guys brought in the world's strongest men to catch. Are we going to possibly see some of these world's strongest men slapping in the future?
I don't know. I think you'll see people from all different types of places slapping. But yeah, we obviously listen. When Slap for Cash was almost 500 pounds, when he went down, they laid him down pretty softly. It was good to have those guys. Forrest missed a kid that weighed like 170 tonight. I wouldn't want to put that on poor Forrest.
Thank you, Dana.
Thanks, buddy.
Dana, over
What's
here.
up?
We had talked about celebrity and former athlete interest in Power Slap. Has there been any progress made in that direction?
So now that we got this one behind us, now we're putting out the reel for casting for globally now for season 2. So yeah, we'll start. Actually, how many? Where's Frank? How many do we already have without even casting that have? 2,500 applicants, and we haven't even put out a reel yet for contestants for season 2. We already have 2,500 people that are trying to get in.
Is celebrity something that you want to make
Celebs?
focus? Yeah.
You know what I want. I want guys that actually want to do this for a living and want to be the best in the world. Do I think that celebs will pop up here and there? Yes, I do.
Any truth to the rumors that you've ended your friendship with Barstool Sports?
No, that's not true. Listen, what I said today on Pat McAfee was not about Barstool Sports. It was about Penn Gaming.
Okay.
It was about Penn Gaming. And basically what I'm saying is when you build a company like Barstool Sports the way that it was built with a guy like Dave Portnoy, once you get a bunch of suits involved and these guys, it just changes the dynamic of the whole thing. Ask Vice. Ask Vice how that went.
Shots fired.
Sorry, Robbie. You guys done with me? Have a great night. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you guys.
Of course, we're at Slap News. John, it didn't go the way as you expected. How you feeling right now?
As happy as I am to win, I'm not very happy about a lot of stuff right now. Got a lot of work to do, a lot of recovery to do, and a lot of stuff to figure out.
Can you explain to us what happened to your arm or your shoulder on that first strike?
I think when I, obviously went out there through full force, something let go that I really couldn't control. So I had to go through and figure out what in the hell I could do to try and survive, and that was my best bet at that point in time.
Can you confirm which area of the body the injury occurred?
My right shoulder.
Okay. Having to switch up your strike, midway through and go to the left, what was going through your mind in that moment?
Shit. was not my ideal plan. I train with it because I always know that something could happen. I mean, you could break a finger, a wrist, your palm, something, and not be able to throw that hand. So, as much as I train it, it didn't really do what I would like it to tonight. So it's back to the drawing board in a multitude of ways when I get home.
I mean, Wesley had an early foul. How much did that play into your mind throughout the event, throughout the match? And were you just trying to get it to a decision?
I mean, in all reality, yeah. At that point, it was more so survival and score the points that I need to be able to get in there because I knew that I wasn't, with my left hand, I didn't have the confidence I do with my right to be able to put him out.
I mean, Wesley was quite vocal throughout the match. Were you able to hear him whatsoever, or did you block it out?
I mean, I could hear him. It was just, we're both up there as different entities of people compared to when we're normally together. So it's just the name of the game and how it goes when you're up there at that podium.
How worried were you about the doctor stopping the match?
I wasn't too worried because my arm could have been fucking on the ground and I would have used my left one anyway.
You get the deciding victory, the decision. Were you surprised?
Yeah, in all reality, yeah, because at that point I really didn't know which way it was going to go because of everything that had happened. It wasn't the cleanest match. It wasn't the best match for either of us, and I know we both are going to go back to the drawing boards and figure out what it is that we got to do from here.
Who do you think is deserving to get that title shot against you next?
Anybody and everybody that wants it. It's not just the 185s calling my name anymore. It's everyone from 170, heavyweight, 205, fucking any other slap fight thing going on. People want a piece of who anyone who obtains a belt.
Is there anybody that you want specifically?
I still don't give a shit to this day. I'll go up there against whoever they put me up against. So, it is what it is. It's the name of this game.
All right. OH,
Hi-oh.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hi, John.
Hi.
I'm curious, would you be open to a rematch considering how this went?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like him and I both wanted to put on a better show, whether my arm tweaked or not, Neither of us want to have fouls. We both want to go in there and have a completely clean match, even if it is 5 rounds. We want the cleanliness. We want the proper strikes and the proper everything that it comes up to be, because then that really makes it hard for them to come up with the decision, and they really have to toe the line on rules at that point to figure out who's going to come away with the W.
Have the two of you talked at all since the end? of the
Oh
match?
yeah, we were hanging out in the back right afterwards. It's not like we had a personal problem with each other. We know what this is. This is a game that we're playing, and to make it as intense as possible before we get up there, there's definitely a sever between friendships while you're battling.
What is your coach telling you between rounds?
He's just really kind of helping direct me on what's going on up there, what calls they're making, because Wesley was hitting me good. Obviously, I had a bit of an issue and had to switch up while I was up there, so I was more focused on trying to pretty much survive at that point and land what I needed to get my points.
Was there more pressure on you this time, considering you had the belt on the line?
Absolutely. I've said this to people before. I've laid the foundation, and I laid the first brick by winning the belt. Defending it's the second brick, but I feel more so that's a half a brick of what I was trying to put out there. So I definitely have some redemption in a multitude of ways I'm coming for.
And after you won at Power Slap 1, how did your life change?
It changed in a whole bunch of ways. Instagram went from under 200 followers to probably about 2,000 before I get back to my phone. I'm able to do a lot more stuff at home for my wife and kids. We just had the patio redone. There's another baby on the way. There's a million other things I have to take care of. So it's really helped out in a lot of ways, and it's helping even as upset as I am right now with this win, it's still helping me at this very moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, John, Dominic with Power Slap News. Today, you heard "and still." The moment leading up to that announcement, did you think you'd done enough?
Honestly, I didn't really know. Wesley and I both had some mistakes, and it didn't go how I had planned it, nor how I wanted it to throughout the whole thing. So it was really, again, that was up to the judges. I wouldn't have been mad at whatever decision they had to make with that one, because it is what it is.
When you had that injury there, you seemed to immediately start working on your shoulder. Is this something that happened in the past? Are you used to kind of popping it in and out?
My other shoulder did the same thing when I was a lot younger. So just the fact that I could feel it and I kind of had the guesstimate of what was going on. I'm not willing to go up there and just quit on some bullshit. So, they could have fucking shot that arm off and I would have swung the other one anyway.
Round 5, you threw it anyways. Was that something you and your coach were talking about, like championship rounds, you got to do it?
No, that was just me. I'd fucking wing it.
Thank you so much, man. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you very much. Thank you all very much. Appreciate you for coming.
Corey Swerve, Slap News. Damien, how you feeling right now?
My face hurts a lot, and I got a lot of money, so I'm chilling, honestly. Win-win scenario.
Have you ever been hit as hard as Wolverine hit you?
No. He was not lying when he said he was going to hit me harder than I've been hit before in this sport, and that man hits like a truck. I'll give him that.
We talked previously in your pre-fight interview about this potentially going the distance. Did it go how you thought it would intend to?
Honestly, it went how I expected it to go, not how I wanted it to go. I would have liked to get it, a knockout or a TKO in the earlier to mid rounds, but a win's a win.
You know, a couple of your early strikes were, you know, connected very, very well. Were you surprised that Ron remained on his feet?
I honestly was surprised. I knew he had a chin, but I wasn't expecting it to be at, to that degree. But, it just got to whittle him down.
When you actually did knock him down, did you think it was over?
Honestly, with Ron, I knew he had the spirit to get back up. So I didn't think it was over, but I definitely knew the judges' scorecards would reflect that.
I mean, on the defensive side, getting struck by Ron, how did that actually feel? I know you said you have some injuries to your face right now, but was it what you expected or was it even harder?
It was probably the hardest I've been hit so far in the sport. I definitely had a concussion, was confused a little bit in the back, but, it's a part of the sport. That's what you signed up for.
Yeah. I know you felt disrespected going into the Dwayne Crespo fight in Power Slap #1. Coming into this, the Vegas line, you were the favorite. Did you play into that whatsoever, or did it get into your psyche?
No, not at all. I don't focus on the betting. I focus on myself and my opponent, and that's all I really try to focus on.
How great of a story would it be that you slap your way to a law degree?
That's exactly what I plan to do. So until I pay that off, you're going to see me coming in every event I can, slapping the hell out of people.
Who do you want next?
Honestly, whoever could claw their way up to me, I'll take anybody.
Do you feel like this is the natural weight category for you? You want to remain here at heavyweight?
Definitely. I definitely think this is where I'm comfortable. This is where I belong.
You know, when it went to the judge's decision, how confident were you that you were going to be the new title holder?
I was hoping for it. I don't know about how, confidence, but, it's, you just got to believe in yourself. You just got to know that you put in everything that you could and just hope for the best.
How do you think this victory is going to change your life?
Probably going to change it for the better. It's going to put me on a nice trajectory to actually be able to pay for what I need to pay for and do what I need to do in my life.
Yeah. I mean, you're still young, in the sport. Where do you think the natural progression is for you to go from here, and how long do you plan to keep on, continuing in slap fighting?
Honestly, from here, it's just going to be defending my belt, maybe dropping weight or gaining weight to try out another division, see if I could take a shot at someone else's belt. But for right now, it's just going to be holding my belt until I could pay for law school, get myself a really nice car, maybe a house, and then, once I do what I need to do and cement myself at the top, maybe I'll retire then.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I'm just curious what kind of car you want.
A Mustang GT.
Oh, you had that right on. You knew right away.
Exactly, yeah. Mustang GT blacked out with green highlights.
Wow. So how long do you think it will take to get that?
Oh, I'm getting it Friday.
Oh.
I've been saving up for that car for a long time.
So I just have one other question. When Dana was back here, he spoke really highly of you, and I'm just curious how it feels to know that you have someone so important that's backing you like that.
It's honestly a credible feeling, having someone like Dana White, speak highly of you and show you the respect you've earned, and it's an amazing feeling to, be at this stage now and do what I've been doing since the beginning.
Yeah, Damien. Darius the Destroyer's lost 2 straight, and I just wanted your thoughts on that.
It's honestly not. I didn't expect it. That came out of nowhere to me. I knew it was going to be a close match, but it wasn't as close as I expected. There was a lot of penalties that I didn't expect Darius to pull. So, it happens, but we'll see how he continues in the future.
Were you fully expecting to face Darius next if you were to win?
I wasn't fully expecting it. I was like, between Dorian and Darius, I was expecting Dorian to be pulling more penalties just because of his last match before that. I did not expect Darius to pull like all the penalties he was. It was kind of out of the blue for him and out of character. I didn't expect it.
Any plans to go to super heavyweight?
As of right now, no. I'm already like in the middle of heavyweight. Yeah, I'm like 240s area right now. So after I gain weight, because I'm going to get my PRK surgery, so I'm going to take some time off, gain muscle, and try to be a nice 260 to come back.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Hey, Damien. Dami with Power Slap News. At the press conference, I predicted you would end up going 5 rounds. What were those championship rounds like?
Probably the hardest 5 rounds I've gone through. It's going against Ron was no joke. That man hits like a truck, and he could take smack.
When they announced your name as champion, what was running through your head? What was that feeling like?
Honestly, it's hard to explain in words, like just all the hard work and starting from watching him to going against him and then winning against him at this kind of scale. It was just incredible. I'm just cloud nine right now.
I know you got a big support system back home. When you head back home, what's that welcome going to be like?
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Coworkers, friends, family, everybody was excited to watch me come out here and to actually be able to take home the belt to all of them that have been supporting me. I appreciate it, you know. Thank you to my coworkers at College Hunks. Appreciate all y'all.
Is there anyone else that you would like to fight, or are you just open for anyone who's next for the belt?
Honestly, just anyone that can make their way up to me. Anyone that they put in front of me, I'll go against. It doesn't matter.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Champ, congrats on the win. Once you got to, soak it in, or you're still doing that, I know. Who got the first call when you were in the back, just kind of, hanging out with your new belt?
Honestly, I haven't even called nobody. I texted my wife. I've just really been kind of, trying to recuperate, sort my own feelings out because I'm just ecstatic. I'm bouncing all over the place, so I'm just trying to calm down and really, take it as it is and absorb what I've just done.
Excellent. And last for me, speaking of all over the place with the emotions, you see your foe hit that, that canvas. You're like, okay, this is it. I got him. But then he rises. How do you reset and think, okay, it's not over just yet. Still got to put him away?
Honestly, I always expect to go the full rounds. Earlier, before the match, I was joking about, oh, I'm going to knock him out round one. That's just me and him joking around. But honestly, I expected to go full rounds. I expected him to bounce back and get up every single slap because that's the type of dude he is. Mad respect for him.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Corey Sorga, Slap News. Static, what a crazy finish. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, feeling good.
Do you remember anything about that last strike that Wrestle hit on you?
Yeah, I remember he fouled hard as shit. We knew that was coming, though, so, it is what it is.
Did the match play out how you thought? I know just in regards to that last comment.
No, I definitely thought I thought it was gonna go exactly the same way as it did the first time, so I'll give him credit for that. He didn't flinch this time, you know what I mean? Yeah, I thought he was gonna flinch, and I was gonna put him out on the second slap, so.
You were kind of coined the king of trash talking this week. Do you think you got into his head mentally?
I've been in that man's head.
Obviously, this is the second time around. Did you see anything different in his game from the first time that you competed against him?
Aside from the fact that he actually got to slap me this time, no.
Where do you want to go from here? You have a lot of people calling you out.
I want everyone who's tried to call me out, you know what I mean? After this, I'll probably defend it like one more time, maybe two more times, move down a weight class, you know what I mean? Defend that one probably just twice, and then move up to heavyweight.
I'm not sure if you're able to see Alan Klingbeil or not, but he was victorious over Vern Cathy. What do you think of him?
I think that was a very nice win on his part. I'm happy for him, you know what I mean? That's a big win for him.
If he is the next in line for a shot at the title, what's your initial thoughts on that matchup?
I hope he turns it down because it's not going to be good for him. It'd be a good one. I think he'd hit me fair, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be like a bunch of trash talk, but I win that one easily.
Do you think you'll be ready for Power Slap number 3?
Oh yeah, I'm ready right now.
We know you like to go to the town. You have anything planned for tonight?
I got a half-ounce cone.
Awesome, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, AJ, Dominic with Power Slap News.
What's up, baby girl?
And still, how does that feel, man?
It feels good. How could it not?
When we talked pre-fight, you told me he's going to step. Slap one, he stepped. Was that frustrating?
It's frustrating, but like I said, I knew it was going to happen, so it's just a matter of all right, let's let him step, see what happens, so.
Walking up to the barrel there, you guys had a little bit of exchange of words. Can you tell us what was being said?
Oh, I told him, I was like, make sure you keep it clean. I was like, you ready, bitch? And, you know, he was ready, but couldn't keep it clean. That's Russell, though.
A lot of Hawaiian energy in the crowd. Did that get in your head at all? Was that rattling you at all?
No, I love the Hawaiians, man. They love me, too.
Still got the best walkout song in the game. Is that
Yep.
ever going to change anytime soon?
No, I was thinking about it. I'll walk out to that one a couple more times, and I'll start switching it up, you know what I mean? It's just such a good song, you know what I mean? Shout out Scythe Gang 666.
Would you ever run this one back for a third time?
Yeah, probably.
Awesome. Congrats on your win, man. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.